Hey, welcome back. Put on your vests and your tricorn hats because today we're going to the Colonial Trade Fair at historic Schoenbrunn Village. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to wear this to this event. This is a serious historical reenactment, and they probably don't look kindly on people showing up with this Halloween costume stuff. But we'll see.
Right? Right here we have just a regular, what is that, 8-10 ounce?
Yeah, 7-8 ounce molding leather, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, natural.
So this is from, you know, your cow. Yeah. So what I do is, you know, I have my piece of leather. This is just for demonstration purposes. Yeah. Usually we'd be sewing 2 pieces together. So I bring it over here to my clamp. Now this clamp is called a stitching horse. Why do you think it's called a horse?
Because you sit on it?
Because you sit on it. It's got 4 legs and a seat, just like a horse does. Right? So it's controlled by this lever down here. Right? So if you want to hold out your hand, stick it in there. Go ahead and feel. That's how that works. So I'm going to put my piece of leather in here, and if you look, I've already marked my stitch line there. I'm going to clamp it down so it's nice and tight. And I have right here my string and 2 needles, and we're doing a special stitch called a harness stitch, right? Do you think that I can take these and just push them through the leather?
No.
No, I can't. They're too dull. This leather is way too thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a special tool called an awl, A-W-L, right? Now, I have 2 right here. What is the difference between these 2?
One has one's flatter.
One's flatter, yeah? What about the shape? Go ahead and feel around there. Don't touch the top.
Has more of an edge on
More
it.
of an edge, yeah. So this one's kind of like a blade. This is what I'm going to use to make the holes, right? So I'm going to make about 5 of them. I'm done with that one. Now, I could start sewing, but these holes are still a little bit too small for my needles to fit through. So I'm going to take my other awl right here, and this one is called a backstitch awl, right? It's dull, it's very fat, it's circular, right? I'm going to put those in the holes that I've already made, and what that's doing is it's forcing those holes wider so my needle can slip through easier. So that's done. I'm going to take my needles and thread and put them in. Now I have waxed my string with beeswax. I have a big cake right here. And what that does is it smooths down all of the hairs that are sticking out so it slips through the leather easier. So I've got them in, and now I'm going to do something called evening the threads, because we want enough thread on both the front and the back side. So it's even, and we start stitching. Take our first needle, put it through the hole. Take our second needle and put it back through that same hole we just came through. Pull tight, and you've made a stitch. You keep going. First needle in the hole, second needle back through the same hole. Now, would you like to try? Yes? All right. Okay, here's the next one. Here's the last one.
Tutorial on how a muzzle-loading smoothbore musket of the time functioned. All right, so you guys might be familiar with the Flintlocks. However, not a lot of people realize. Have you ever heard the saying, "I'll take it all, lock, stock, and barrel"? Okay, have you ever heard that saying, "I'll take it all, lock, stock, and barrel"? Comes from these guns. Three main parts. You have the lock, which has the frizzen, which is a piece of steel. You got the hammer, all the springs and all that stuff. You have the stock, which is the wooden part, and you have the barrel. So if you have it all, lock, stock, and barrel, you have the entire gun. Now the way that these work is flint strike steel causes sparks. So if you watch right in here real quick, see the sparks come flying out of that. Now this is an external ignition gun, which means I have to put powder on the outside of the gun to make this go boom. So the way that this works, so you load powder in the pan, close the frizzen, put this away, I don't want it to blow up in my hand. So once this is loaded, we need the flash in the pan to make this go off. So this is the flash in the pan. Maybe. There it goes. So once that goes off, there's a little tiny touch hole drilled into the side of the barrel that lights the powder that I have packed down, and everything comes out the end of the barrel. So the way that that works is, so I get the order, prime and load. Just like Captain said about two opposing teeth, I can't gum these open. So this would be a cartridge. It's consisted of a ball down in this end of the paper and then filled up with powder. Well, some Ranger units, we'll get into the Ranger units later, they would put buckshot in them and a ball. But these, so it would be ball and then a charge of powder. We'd get the order to prime and load. There's our tear it off. A little bit of powder in the pan, cast about. Put this in here. I'm not putting the paper down for safety reasons, but the ball is right here. I would just run that whole paper and ball right down the barrel. And made loading a lot quicker than trying to load from a powder horn and that kind of stuff. Now I'm ready to go. When he gives the order, I'm not going to do it right this second. Well, I guess I could do it there. So I'd come up, give me the orders. Make ready. Begin. Fire.
Alright, so that was a little look at what's going on up at the Colonial Trade Fair at historic Schoenbrunn Village. I had a pretty good time up there. It's a pretty small event. You can see the whole thing in a pretty short time. But that being said, they pack a lot of stuff into a small space. There's still lots to look at. So if you like colonial American history, if you like seeing things handcrafted with traditional tools, definitely go up and check it out. So I hope you found that interesting. And I'll be right back here with another video just as soon as I can. See you then.